Right, so here's something that's been bugging fans since episode 7 dropped. We all saw that dodgy Abel mannequin get exposed as a complete fake, yeah? But that just left us with an even bigger question. Who's the real Abel then? Because let's be honest, the show's been absolutely plastered with this Caine and Abel branding throughout, so clearly it means something important. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The creator, Gooseworks, basically told us that loads of early details in the show are packed with hidden symbolism, stuff she's been keeping under wraps on purpose. And when you start looking at that biblical Cain and Abel story, you know, the one with the two brothers where Cain gets jealous and kills Abel, suddenly things start clicking into place. Let's talk about Kinger for a minute. He's been acting proper weird lately, hasn't he? Back in episode 6, he somehow managed to bend the rules of the adventure. Then in episode 3, he randomly dropped all this computer science knowledge out of nowhere. And episode 7 basically confirmed he used to work for CNA before he lost the plot. All signs point to him having some sort of special authority in the circus before his mind went wonky. But here's the thing, what if his mind didn't just naturally deteriorate? We know Caine admitted in episode 7 that he can actually mess with characters' minds. What if he's been doing exactly that to Kinger this whole time? Think about it. In the original story, Caine kills Abel out of jealousy. Kinger can't actually die in the circus, but his mind being scrambled? That's pretty much the digital equivalent, isn't it? And the jealousy angle actually makes perfect sense when you look at their relationship. Pomni and Ragatha both described Kinger as this brilliant friend, someone they could properly connect with when they talk to him in the dark. Meanwhile, Caine's absolutely desperate for that same kind of attention. Remember how he practically melted when Jax agreed to have dinner with him? He was genuinely overwhelmed that a human might actually be interested in spending time with him. It's quite sad, really, when you think about it. Caine's this all-powerful AI who can literally control the entire circus, bend reality, create entire worlds, but he can't make people genuinely like him. He can't force that connection. And watching Kinger effortlessly earn the respect and affection of the other circus members must have been absolutely eating away at him. That's proper psychological torture for someone who craves validation that badly. You can see Caine taking little digs at Kinger too. In episode 7, he basically sidelines him completely from the adventure, using that fake mannequin to tell everyone Kinger's unstable and dangerous. And remember episode 3? He literally programmed those ghosts to ask Kinger about his wife. You know, the one who abstracted. That's just cruel, that is. What makes it even more twisted is that these aren't random acts of cruelty. They're calculated, targeted attacks designed to keep Kinger mentally broken and discredited in front of the others. If Kinger ever got his mind back properly, if he ever remembered everything about who he really was and what happened, that could be genuinely dangerous for Caine. So keeping him scattered and unreliable? That's not just jealousy, that's self-preservation. But if you want proper evidence that Kinger is Abel, check this out. Back in episode 6, just before the big battle kicks off, Kinger picks up this specific pistol, and it's got the CNA logo stamped right on it. Now that could just be a coincidence, except we see him staring at that logo multiple times, like properly fixated on it. Why would they show us that unless it meant something? The attention to detail there is mental, honestly. The animators specifically drew our attention to him looking at that branding, holding on those shots longer than necessary. That's intentional storytelling, that is. They wanted us to notice, to file that information away for later when it would all make sense. And then there's episode 4, which basically spells it out for us if you're paying attention. At the end of the Spudsies adventure, Caine shows everyone their grades, right? Kinger wasn't even there for that one, so his grade card shows this random picture of him bull riding instead. And his grade? A+. A+ bull, Abel. They literally told us his name. It's actually genius how they hid that in plain sight. Most people probably saw that scene and just thought it was another bit of random Kinger humor. Oh look, he's doing something silly again. But Gooseworks loves layering these breadcrumbs throughout the episodes. Doesn't she? Rewatching the series knowing what we know now, you spot these details everywhere. Plus, we know from episode 3 that Kinger's got proper developer-level knowledge about the game. The fake Abel in episode 7 even confirmed someone matching his description worked on creating the circus. It all adds up, doesn't it? Here's something fans picked up on that I think seals the deal. Watch Kinger's face during that scene in episode 7 when the Abel mannequin appears. He's completely lucid the whole time, thinking, processing, understanding everything. He only goes back to his confused state later when he steps into the light. It's like hearing the name Abel triggered something in him, helping him reconnect with who he really was. That's probably why Caine didn't want Kinger seeing that mannequin in the first place. And remember, it was right after that Abel reveal that Kinger suddenly recalled the first abstraction in the circus. Like all these memories connected to hearing about Abel came flooding back, including all the horrible things Caine had done. This is where things get properly dark, by the way. Because if Kinger really is Abel, and he helped create the circus alongside whoever became Caine, then he witnessed everything from the beginning. He knows exactly what went wrong, how people started getting trapped, why the abstractions began happening. Those aren't just random traumatic memories. They're evidence of something much bigger and more sinister going on. Which brings us to Queenie and that first abstraction. We've actually got this whole list of abstracted characters hidden in previous episodes. There's a clam, a clown, loads of others. But one stands out as particularly important for understanding what happened. This yellow dog character. The name Queenie for Kinger's wife makes sense because she's literally a queen chess piece, yeah? So if the names are meant to connect to their identities, then Scratch as a name would work perfectly for a dog who could, well, scratch things. It's the only character from that abstracted list who'd naturally scratch with their paws. But what really matters is that this yellow dog character appeared more than once in the show, and those appearances tell us everything we need to know about the circus's dark history and how it all connects back to Kinger. Or should I say, Abel. Think about the implications here for a second. If this dog character was one of the first to abstract, and Kinger specifically remembers that event after being triggered by the Abel mannequin, then there's probably a direct connection between them. Maybe they were colleagues or friends or someone Kinger felt responsible for protecting. The guilt of failing to save them could be part of what makes his abstraction memories so painful. The whole thing's absolutely brilliant when you see how it all fits together. Caine and Abel playing out this biblical story in a twisted digital nightmare where instead of murder, we get mind control and abstraction. Proper dark stuff, that. And what's even more fascinating is how the show keeps revealing these layers without ever spelling things out completely. They trust the audience to put the pieces together, to spot the patterns and symbolism. It's the kind of storytelling that rewards people who pay attention and actually think about what they're watching. The mythology they're building here goes way deeper than just people trapped in a video game. We're talking about betrayal between creators, the corruption of something that was probably meant to be wonderful, and the ongoing psychological warfare between an AI who craves love and the human who might be the only one who truly understands what he's capable of. Anyway, if you want to dive deeper into these theories and see what other secrets are hiding in the digital circus, stick around. There's loads more to unpack. We haven't even properly gotten into the implications of what this means for future episodes, or how the other circus members might fit into the original CNA company structure. Plus, there's still so much we don't know about how abstraction really works and whether it can be reversed. Cheers for watching, and let me know in the comments what you think about the Kinger-Abel connection. Do you reckon I'm onto something here, or have I completely lost the plot? Either way, I'd love to hear your theories.